The market square on Dralax, for was chaos, noise, and heat. Creatures from 20 systems bartered and bellowed. Smoke from fried octolegs filled the air. Gleaming merchant stalls sprawled in every direction, colors flashing like a kaleidoscope under the artificial suns. At one end, near the broken stone fountain, a small alien girl stood hunched behind a stall of scrap metal and rusted plasma tools. She looked barely older than 10 in human years, though her pale green skin and crystal blue eyes belonged to a race rarely seen this far out. She was called Nimi, a quiet seller of discarded tech bits, salvaged for what others left behind. She rarely spoke unless spoken to. She had no family, no allies, but she survived, which made her a target. Towering over her was Kraton Vol, a dominant species elite from the war-forged planet Krgul. Twice her height, all muscle and bone armor. He laughed cruelly as he leaned over her stand. "Selling junk again, little worm?" he snarled, knocking a tray of fuses off the table. "You think this trash is worth credits? You belong in the waste heap." Nimi didn't respond. She bent to collect the fallen pieces. Hands trembling, eyes lowered. The crowd looked away. No one dared interfere with a Krgul elite, except one. From across the square, Sergeant Elias Cole, a human ex-soldier turned merchant scout, watched silently, arms crossed. He leaned against a stall of fruit pods, one eye following Kraton's every movement. He'd noticed the girl days ago, alone, barely scraping by, speaking fluent trade languages, never complaining. She reminded him of his younger sister back on Earth. Same quiet resilience, same sharp eyes. Elias had seen enough. Kraton reached down and grabbed Nimi's satchel. "Let's see if you're hiding anything worth taking." "Don't touch that," she whispered. "What was that?" he mocked, leaning closer. Elias pushed through the crowd. "I believe she said don't touch that," Elias said, his voice calm but firm. Kraton turned. "A human? What do you want, dirt skin?" Elias smiled politely. "Just doing a bit of shopping. But see, where I'm from, grown adults pushing around little girls doesn't sit well." Kraton growled. "This isn't your planet. This is Krgul territory." "Funny," Elias said. "Looks like Dralax, Fort Me. Neutral zone. Open trade. Equal rights." The crowd shifted uneasily. Some pulled out comms. Market law enforcers were notoriously slow, but violent flare-ups brought automated sentries in under 5 minutes. Kraton weighed the risk. "You'll regret this," he hissed, tossing Nimi's satchel onto the table. "This isn't over, scrap peddler." He stormed off, armor clanking. Elias knelt beside the girl. "You all right?" She nodded. "I'm Elias." "You?" "Nimi," she said softly. "Thank you." He looked at the scattered tools. "You know half of this stuff's actually useful? You just need better sorting." She blinked. "I know what each piece does, but I'm not big enough to make the others listen." Elias stood. "Well then, how about a trade? I help you organize your stall. You teach me what half of this stuff actually is." She gave a small smile. "Deal." Over the next few days, Elias returned each morning. He built shelves from scrap, adjusted signs, and wired up a solar-powered display grid. In return, Nimi explained the properties of old fusion cells, broken data chips, and rare minerals found inside junk, others tossed away. People began to stop, to notice. Soon, Nimi's stall became the most visited tech booth in the South Quadrant. But trouble never stays far when power shifts. Kraton watched from the shadows. He couldn't believe the runt was gaining customers, that the human had helped her rise. He wasn't just angry, he was humiliated, so he hatched a plan. One night, after the market shut down, Kraton snuck into the square. Nimi's stall was locked but not guarded. He tore open the crates, dumped the contents, poured solvent over a workbench, and left a crude message burned into the side. "Stay in the dirt, worm." Then he disappeared. Elias arrived at dawn. Nimi was already there, kneeling, silent, staring at the wreckage. Her shoulders were still. Too still. He walked up slowly. This was Kraton. "I can fix it," she said flatly. "You shouldn't have to." "It's always like this," she muttered. "You rise a little, they knock you lower." Elias crouched beside her. "Not today." He opened his pack and pulled out a sleek human-grade beacon. "We're going to make this your stall's heart," he said. "Broadcast your best tools on trade frequencies. Pull in customers from orbit. Show them what you can really do." Nimi blinked. "That's illegal here." "Technically, it's only frowned upon," he grinned. "But more importantly, it's encrypted. He won't see it coming." For the next week, the pair rebuilt. Faster, better. Nimi reassembled parts with precision Elias hadn't seen since military engineers. Her tiny fingers worked with impossible speed. Together, they crafted an anti-grav tool rack and a recycler that extracted raw minerals from discarded weapons. Customers came in waves. Then one day, a small frigate captain ordered a bulk load of Nimi's energy modules for triple the standard price. The stall was saved, and growing, until Kraton returned. This time, he didn't shout. He just walked up to the stall and growled, "You're both going to wish you never set foot on this rock." Then he walked away. That night, Elias waited. Sure enough, Kraton returned just after midnight, thinking no one was watching. But this time, Nimi wasn't alone. Elias stepped from the shadows, blaster holstered but his voice cold. "Try touching one tool, Kraton, and I'll make sure the trade authority sees the footage of you sabotaging a neutral stall. Third offense under market law. Banishment from Dralax for..." Kraton turned, snarling. "You think your threats scare me?" "No," Elias said, "but facts might. You mess with her again, and I hand over the evidence. You lose your status, your trade access, your shiny title. All of it." Kraton hesitated. "You're not worth it," he spat, then turned and vanished into the night. The next morning, Elias found Nimi sitting under the awning, watching the sunrise. "You protected me again," she said. "You built this," he replied. "You deserve the space to grow. Most adults ignore me, or mock me. Most adults are fools," he said. "But you're smarter than half the mechanics I've ever served with." She smiled. "You're not like the others." "Neither are you." Weeks later, Nimi's stall officially expanded into a full tech hub, with Elias listed as co-registrant. They opened 3 more booths, and other orphans began asking to work with her. She trained them herself, kind, patient, sharp as ever. The girl once mocked and pushed aside had become a leader, and the arrogant alien who tried to crush her, he never returned to the square again.